Hello guys and welcome to this Battletoads quick tutorial. This is a tutorial aimed for the Big 20 race, the Big 20 number 5, hosted by the best of NES. So let's just start it. Let's open Battletoads. So I'm gonna cover stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3 respectively. Let me just remove that like lag counter. So I'm gonna display there my buttons. So at the beginning you cannot skip this until you get this title screen. Then you basically mash through the map to go faster. I'm gonna be doing some quick save states to try to explain certain things. So as you know, you have different kind of finishing attacks. One is well, you can run. First of all, you can jump up and down. There's like walls and other stuff. You can punch enemies to death like that, boom. But of course that is not what you want. To go faster, you just dash and then press the B button. To dash, you just double tap any direction you wanna go, and then once you're close to an enemy you just hit the B, and that's gonna give you that, which is awesome. Sometimes if you first headbutt the enemy, that is called a headbutt. If you first headbutt the enemy, like certain enemies have like HP, so you can do like a final blow like this one. I'm gonna show you. Oh, it didn't work, hold on. You just grab the enemy and throw it, and it didn't work. Well, you can do a boot, it just doesn't matter. So for this I suggest you to go down and then you just run to the enemy and you kill the other one. They're just gonna go for you. For this one you just kill him, but just be careful to don't kill him in the right side of the screen, because you want the stick from this guy, and that stick is gonna make your life easier. So you just can just hit the enemies and take them away. So really not too much to say. You can grab those mosquitoes, but they're really not that important. So I'm gonna go back again. Just I'm making like a quick route for you guys. I wonder is not that hard. What happens if you kill him like so fast there? Sometimes this stick can disappear. Also be careful. The reason why I choose to kill the enemies to the right is because it scrolls the screen like that, and the next enemy will spawn. That is why. So for this part in particular, be careful to don't go to the right side, because if you try to hit the guy from the right side, like I mean the guy's always spawning in this hole. If you try to kill him from the right side, like it's gonna take out the tongue, the way it happened there, like there, you see? The toad is aiming for the mosquito, and instead of swinging and hit the enemy. So to avoid that, you have two options. One is going down here while scrolling the screen, so the pig will aim for you, or just move slowly and hit the guy. Those are the two options. So this is an enemy that takes 2 hits, so for that reason, well, you just hit him once, you can hit him another time. So here's the tricky part. You have a dragon here, so you can actually hit him immediately, but you will have to hit him again, and here you're waiting time to hit him again. So to avoid that, it's better to just do that. But you're wondering probably what the fuck happened there. So first of all, check the shadow of the dragon and check the shadow of my toad. You wanna be like aligned with that shadow, so that will ensure like you will hit the dragon. So stand up in a little bit to the right of that shadow, and then the dragon is gonna move a little bit to the right, and that a little bit to the right is enough for what's going on to happen after. Is that the dragon, instead of landing somewhere here, is gonna fall in here, and that is why it just disappears, or at least that's what I believe. This one, well, you just hit him and immediately disappears, and you're able to move on the screen. It's really easy. There's another thing you can do. You can just hit the dragon, well actually, let's just do it like this. Just wait here for the dragon, and you just run, and now you're riding the dragon. I don't suggest you to do this. Also, like, even if you're like flying with the dragon, you cannot fly in this waterfall. It's just gonna fall, even if you mash A. Good thing you keep the dragons once they respawn you. But yeah, any single gap like that, well, the dragon doesn't fly. It flies anywhere else except there, which I don't suggest you to go for the dragon. You can go, it's just really not necessary. And it's also, oh, I miss it. Let's hope I got it. Nice. So for that one, I just jump like diagonal and hit the dragon there in the air. You can swing the stick in the air, which is cool. For this jump, I suggest you to go up, since the gap is a lot shorter. So you just make the hop, and you're in the other side. So here, well, you can do anything you want. Basically, it doesn't matter. Oh, well, it matters. You need to wait for that enemy in the bottom to spawn, and now it just hit me a little bit. So it really doesn't matter. Oh, of course, let's screw it up. You can also do headbutts to these guys. They're a little bit tricky, so but just in case you don't have the swing, I mean the stick. So in here you cannot move forward, you have to wait for this enemy to show up, so that is why I was saying it doesn't matter. Here just last set of mosquitoes before the boss. So in order to grab that one up, you need to make sure when you are jumping, you jump towards it, but when you're jumping your shadow is aligned. That is the trick of getting that one up. So like there my shadow was aligned. And here we finally arrived to the boss fight. The boss fight, it can be tricky because the boss can do stuff like that, like hit you there and you don't even realize. And if you're in the middle aim, sometimes he can just like combo you. So an easy way of passing this boss is staying in the edges, like here or in the left side, the right side or the left side. And that way it's not gonna hit you. You can also be in the bottom, but it's a tricky one. Even if you're in front of this laser, it's not gonna hit you there, as you can see. What it hits is near the aiming. That is what happens. To kill the boss, you have to grab that egg that is throwing and throw it to the boss. Just one thing before grabbing the eggs, be careful being in the bottom, because you can fall in this gap. And I just lose one up. You respawn again, but and same thing happens here in the left side. There is like a fall. You can fall there, even here you fall. So be careful with that. You can jump in case you wanna pass from one side to another safely, and you grab the egg. So what I do normally, I move to the middle and then press down and hit. You can also jump and wait for the screen to stop. But yeah, sometimes if you're in the edges and you throw the egg like now, sometimes you fail. Well, that lucky, got it. But that's it, you just throw 3 eggs to the boss and that's it. It's really not a big deal. So the next level is the Wookie Hole. And well, this level, let me just explain the birds. The birds will stop the screen, so despite of looking like an auto-scroller, it's not, because if you stop the screen there, that is time you're wasting, and it only resumes after you kill the birds. There's another thing that happens, even if you stop for a second, the other bird will spawn earlier, so you don't want that to happen. There is one trick which is possible to do. There are some plants that will require more than just one hit. These ones at the beginning just require one hit, but there's others that require more. So for that matter, there's like a wrecking ball here that you just do like this way, boom. The requirement to do that is the rope of the toad has to be aligned, like here it has to be in a perfect line, and then you get the animation of the wrecking ball. Just look at it. That's why sometimes you get it and sometimes you don't get it. I'm not even pressing to the right, I'm just there, I'm waiting for the rope to be aligned. In order to do that, well, you just hit the B button and you kill that. There is one thing that it can be very useful. Somehow it's really strange, like when I press down, the movement is like the toad first go up, like there. I'm just gonna slow down the emulator speed. When I press down, it just go up, you see? Like it went up, like down it goes up and then it goes down, right? So having said that, sometimes you just wanna go a little bit up. Well, you can press up, or you can just be pressing down a little bit and it's gonna take you up like that. Except once you reach like nearly the top, oh, it's gonna happen that well. That could be useful if you just wanna move like a little bit. So now I'm gonna show you. You can make lives with the birds, but it can be very tricky. But yeah, you make lives. Oh man, I hit the bird in the bottom instead of the one. So the easy way could be like this. So you see, like there I got one life, but the problem is that it takes time. So for a race, it's not an option, unless you are not confident with your skills. But yeah, like hitting the birds can give you lives. I suggest you, there is some birds that are really easy to take life, so for these ones better just kill them. You can just like try to make as much hits, but like this one, probably that last bird is a good one to try to take alive, because you don't stop the screen for too much. Kill those plants as fast as possible, and here is the tricky part. The speedrun way is something like that. Well, trying to avoid those finishing blows. It's just like that, making the hits, but making that hit is very difficult and challenging. Like for a normal casual playthrough, it was just finding that it was discovered like later on. There's a reason why we do that kick. This is a lag counter, so every single time I swing my stick, it creates 6 of lag. As you can see, that timer is, well, that number is going higher and higher and higher. Every single time I hit is making the lag go higher. And you really don't want that. That is a reason why we don't do that on speedruns. But like for this big 20, I highly suggest you to go for that, because it's gonna make your life easier. Also, there's another thing that you should know, like you can make lives in these birds in a certain easy way. I'm gonna remove the lag counter. Like when you hit the bird, it just bounces or moves like a certain distance. So like a really perfect distance is you being like in the middle, or a little bit right to the middle if you're hitting the right side, and wait for the bird to come like somewhere here. Once he's in that position, just swing, so the bounce is gonna be like perfect to come back, and you don't have to move, you just swing your stick. So let me just try it like there. You just hit there, and the bird is just right there, and you can make one life there. You need to be careful when the screen stops. Like that is a tricky one. It is possible to do like that. But yeah, you can make a lot of lives. If you go too far up to the screen, so that's another life. So those are life that you can do. and they're easy life, and especially if you're afraid of losing lives in the next level, well, you can just take those lives. They're gonna help you a lot, and they don't waste too much time. What about now? As I explained, the wrecking bell is probably a good strat to go for these ones. This robot is not gonna move as long as you're not like in front of him. Like now I'm in front, so he's gonna shoot and he starts moving. So the logic is he just goes diagonally towards you. That's what he does. Just there's one thing, like if he's just really close to you, you cannot hit him. Sometimes like there, you cannot hit him. So it has to have some distance. We go for the wrecking ball because if you just do like the swing with that, you just don't kill the boss or the guy. Then you can be swinging there forever. And same goes with these ones. So as a speedrunner, I'm gonna kill this one. But you have a visual cue here. Like I have a visual cue myself. Like for these bosses. JC was looking the right side something, I just looked the left side. Like there's like patterns with this white line all the time, and it's always like the same tiles. So basically after I kill the first one, I just check like this one to almost disappear in the screen, and then is when I hit. So that will let me kill the robot as fast as possible. Like you just wait there and go, you see, and stay away from the middle, so you can just kill him like that. So that was like those robots in the middle. You can try to get like lives, but the problem is that the screen just stopped right now, and that is not good. And well, the birds are furious. As I explained before, well, you can make like a lot of lives, but there are certain places where are better to make lives than others. Like, so you need to know that like these birds, there's 3 birds, like the way the level is always the same. So as long as you memorize and know which ones to go for and which ones to don't go for, that's gonna help you. So like this one in particular, you can also hit and go to the other side, and after, well, once you hit the 3rd bird, you just go to the very bottom. It's possible, like, well, to the very bottom to avoid those lasers, and that way you can get the one up there. Here you can just wait until he comes and again go to the bottom, because there is more sets of lasers, and in the bottom the lasers are not gonna hit you. If you try to hit the bird after, it's not gonna give you anything. Like here's more birds, so I suggest you to go for the birds to avoid stopping the screen and losing a lot of time, and also make your life a lot harder. Once you reach the last ones, you can do lives like, okay. In these 2 plants, it's also possible, if you're aiming for lives, it's possible to make lives here. I mean, like, what you normally do in a speedrun, you just kill them with a wrecking ball and just keep moving, like that. But if lives are your concern, this is a good place to don't kill them, wait for the bird, wait until it comes, and you can make an easy life there. Another thing, kill the top one. Madres, well, if you can, of course. It can be tricky. And there's another bird there. Well, this takes time, but if you're like really worried about the lives in the TurboTunnel, this is a place, man. This is a place to farm. You see? Now, well, I didn't make the wrecking ball. Now you keep moving. Here again, you have certain birds that, well, better if you just don't go for it. Like sometimes you try to hit, but there's stuff in the middle. Here's a gray one. It's again the same logic, so you can just be down and up and probably it's not gonna do anything. Once you feel confident, you kill him. Here's more like plants, which probably you wanna kill as fast as possible. Here's another opportunity to make lives, so you can just kill that one and well, since it's 2, you just go for that, and well, there's like really a lot of places to make life. And here is one last bird. Go and if you wanna farm a life, just go to the very bottom again, because this is the last section with lasers. Going there to the bottom is very safe. If you have the stick, you can make the life, and that's it. That was the second part, well, the second level. Basically, the strategy: grab the stick, kill every enemy, and that's it. If you want to make lives in certain enemies, that is easy, and don't waste too much time. So time to move on to the third level, the TurboTunnel, which probably is a very tricky one for many of you. So it's composed by 2 parts. One is just the walking part, or the beat 'em up part, and after is the famous bikes. So these rats really don't do anything. You can just run across them. If you try to hit them like that, well, they're probably gonna hit you, so you don't want that, because they can kill you like that. So there's many ways of killing them. One is just punching and then kicking. That is the slow way. So once you spawn the screen, just go to the opposite side, and then you can just safely run and try the double run, and you can do a boot there. So that's my advice there. Here we have a jump, a tricky one. Let me just explain something. You have the shadow, right? Like that tells you where the toad is. If you go to the higher part, well, the shadow eventually disappears, like there. It's like the island is like this way. That is like the hitbox. So if you're in the top part, making to the other top part is nearly, or well, yeah, it's just impossible. You just die there, and sometimes you don't even notice why you die. But the reason is that, like, there's no place to land there. Like, you cannot land there. You just die. Same if you press up, you just die all the time. So in order to make a safe jump, just go to the very bottom, and you have like from here to here. That is like the place you have to jump. You can see even like where your shadow disappears. Like there. Look, like there I'm still standing up, and you just have to make like a tiny jump to this side. Well, I wanted to land there. No. Trying to show you. I'm not pressing fully right, but yeah, it's just like there in the bottom is very easy to jump. Just keep that in mind, and also keep that in mind because later on in the bikes there's gonna be a tricky section that if you understand that, it's gonna make your life a lot easier. I'm gonna save here. Once you safely land, I suggest you to run, and then you have invaders. So these invaders are tricky. That is the way of killing them fast. There's a faster way, but that is just too advanced for real. It's something like that, but that is just too advanced and hard to do. The easy way is just like this. You really don't have to kill that other invader, as long as you kill 2, like that one that is going there, you are free to move there. So I suggest you to do that. It's not that hard. You just move, hit, and there you go. Then you have 2 rats here, and my advice is just in case they're like there in the middle, don't go for them. Just go to the very bottom and jump over them. Eventually they will kill each other or something like that, making your life easier. In case you screw up, I mean, like the strat will be something like this. Let me save after the invaders. Like here, I'm gonna save. So the strat is just like go there. Once you spawn them, pick your one and try the double blow. These rats have a lot of health, so like if you just do that, it's gonna come back to life and you cannot kill it until a certain part. So the best is just do a headbutt and then do a boot. We normally go for the left one, so once we go for the right one, we can move to the right. Here you just have like some jumps, which is not a big deal. Just be careful with these rats. Like for example, if you try to kill this rat like right there, sometimes you can just fall off the island and lose one life. You really don't want to lose a life like that. Or if lives are not your concern, well, you can. So in case like here you have a lot less time to run and headbutt. The control is very sensitive. You can basically do it frame perfect and it's gonna do the headbutt like papa. And then but just keep that in mind, like try to hit the rat towards the middle, so if you do the boot you're gonna finish there. And here we go with the section which is the nightmare for everybody. So you have a super jump, in case you don't know. Like if you grab the bike and press the A button as soon as you grab it, like you get a super jump. If you keep pressing the A button, you will last until the second barrier, until your toad comes down, like there. That's just fancy, it's not useful. For this one, I'm gonna save and try to show you something. Like I'm gonna slow down the speed. Do you see the movement of the bouncing bike? It's possible to jump over walls. Like once you're in a high spot, like boom, it's going bouncing. Once you're in a high spot, and if you jump with a certain timing, it's possible to jump over those barriers. I don't suggest you to do that because that can be like kind of very tricky, and you can also die if you miss jump, like which I'm gonna intentionally do now. Like I miss jump there, you die, you just die. So that can be very tricky. I just wanted to point out that, but yeah, the bike is bouncing. But basically what matters here is like the shadow you have, like that will tell you where you are. So it's like a tricky part where you have to dodge up and down and sometimes jump. So what I suggest you save state and practice, so you will eventually learn and memorize like the patterns, and you will know what is coming after. It's possible to react to it, but it's kind of tricky. It will be a lot easier if you just memorize that. It's really, it can be very easy if you know what is coming in advance. To clear the bottom walls, as long as you're like in this line, you're gonna be fine where I am at now. To clear the high ones, well, you can go to the very bottom, but that is not really useful because it's just a huge movement. So to avoid one or another, just I try to put myself like somewhere there. You see? It can be lower, but yeah. Another advice I give you, once you start, go to the left side. You will have a lot of room to see where it's coming the wall. It flashes like 3 times, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then it goes. So 1, 2, 3. Once you see it's down or up, you just move. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So sometimes they trick you out, like here is a jump, so make sure to place right your jump. And also you cannot jump at the very end, because if you have to jump 3 times, you're gonna probably die. So there's like in this second section, there is some ramps here. Sometimes you don't need the ramps, you can just jump like that. Or you can die, but what happens if you die? They take you back to the checkpoint you ever reach, which this one was like that barrier that I crossed. So to grab those ramps, you don't have to jump or anything, you just need to be there, like in the middle. This one, the ramp is in the middle, be in the middle. There you're gonna always make it. So as you can see, the islands are the same thing. So there are some fancy things like the tasks do, like jumping here, like not even taking that, jumping there. I also used to do that. There is one thing that probably you don't know. You can dash with the bike. You can dash, so you can just make fun stuff like that, jumping there, jumping over walls. That is just in case you're looking for something fun to do. I mean, since this is an auto-scroller, basically, for us as speedrunners, it's just a way of wasting time. I used to like that. But a safe way, well, just go with the screen. Do the same jump there. Remember, now it's 2 jumps, so you jump and make sure to jump properly, because if you jump late, what happens, like here I'm gonna jump late. you just land exactly there. You just land exactly there. So you need to time your jumps and like there's another useful thing that I didn't mention. In case you jump like too early, like there I jumped too early, but what I'm doing, like I was in the very back, I'm moving a little bit to the front to compensate for that early jump to be able to land, and then you jump and go back. So there's stuff you can do. Also, like for example the other case, like I'm gonna be there, like in case I jump late, like there I jumped late, but I went to the back and I was able to make the other jump. If I would have done that late jump here, I would not have cleared that. So it's kind of tricky, but well, the more you practice, the easier it will be. So now it's down, up, down, and then it goes again, up, down. Well, I forgot to mention something about the ramps, so I'm gonna kill myself intentionally. There's one way that you can die, like let's say you're in the very front and then you go to the back. That can happen. I mean, you hit the ramp, but the problem is that the islands behave in a certain way. So what happens, you really don't land in anything. So make sure to don't do that. Make sure to don't do that. So once you grab the ramp, if you're there, don't move. If you're there, don't move. You can move to the front and it's not gonna happen anything, but if you grab a ramp from the front and go to the back, it can kill you like that. So there's one important thing. You can hear the sound of the walls, like quang 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 quang, like they make a noise, and that is like a timing that you can use in your fingers, like ta 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 ta. So, well, in case you have some music tendencies, it's a lot easier to do like that. And also, as I say, like, be careful to don't go from the very bottom to the very top, because that will waste time, and sometimes you won't be able like to make it like there. You don't have to do that. Like basically the task, what it does, like they just move one pixel up, one pixel down. So the barriers, like they have like somewhere there. Like there is a really good safe place to be, like to dodge the upper one. And there, you can be there and dodge the bottom ones. So you don't have to move that much. As you can see, my toad is here and just oscillating in here and not here, up and down. It's just oscillating up, down here, which that is perfect and makes a lot easier. Eventually you will get better at this, but that is important stuff to know. Like now, you need to know, like here's a jump, but here, surprise. That blue one, it has a shadow there, so that means it's in the air. The bike has a bouncing, but for this specific walls or barrier in the air, it stops the bouncing automatically. Like you see, it's not moving until it clears. So it's like that. You need to know what's coming, but what happens if you jump there, you just die. That is what happens. So that blue one is one that you have to don't jump. And this is another checkpoint. Once you clear those ones, that's a checkpoint and you don't have to redo the section over again. So now it starts with a tricky up down. It's 4 and another 4 faster ones. Then some tricky jumps that you have to time properly. Now it's another thing. Well, I have never paused, but probably for some people could be a useful resource, pausing. I don't suggest to do that. That feels like a really cheap way, but it's up to you. Now we have a ramp that is in the air. You can see by the shadow that is in the middle. So where you wanna be in the middle, like for those walls. As I explained, if you grab the ramp there, well, now I cannot do it. I'm gonna kill myself. So if you grab that ramp in the right side and go to the left side, you're gonna die. It happens like that. So I'm gonna be intentionally here and grab this ramp. Oh yeah, to grab the ramp you have to jump. Well, that was not the ramp. You have to jump like there. So I'm gonna go to the back And lucky I didn't die. Well, it might happen that you can die there. Just really never do that. It's safer just stay in the back and you're gonna make it most of the time. So here's like some enemies that throw some like walls. So as long as you see the shadow, you have nothing to worry. So you can be like down there, that thing is in the top, that enemy is in the bottom, so as long as you move. But here's a wall, so they trick you with one guy rat is flying there and the wall there. So you just dodge the wall and make sure you're not in the bottom. The same there, so you can dodge that. So there's only one thing to jump there. Here is a ramp. Well, this ramp, lucky for you, you can miss it and make a normal jump and you will still make it to the other side. It's a very short gap there in the island. So I just took back here. You can also jump those things and you will be safe. So I'm gonna take the ramp. So now it's coming a wall, well, a wall, like a barrier, but this wall is very tricky one, this upcoming wall. That wall is the only one in the game that is in the middle. So you have to be either down or up. You can be there and you will dodge that wall. And you know the funny thing is that they really troll you so hard and put right behind that the checkpoint. So, but yeah, you wanna be there. So what else to explain here? You have these 4 ramps again in the middle. So basically memorize it's 2 jumps and now this ramp is in the bottom. So you really have to memorize that. But you can do what I do. As long as you're like upper that white, where this white thing shadow finish. Like there you will hit the middle ramps and the bottom ones. So that is like a good place to be. I highly suggest you to be there. So you just jump, you don't have to move even down, you're already in place. And now it's 2 that you don't have to move, and the third one you have to jump there. So you need to memorize when the third one you jump. It's 2 walls, 2 barriers, and then you jump. And you go off the screen. Just there's one thing you should know, like this part is really evil because they can hit you like that and you die. So that part is very tricky, but lucky it has a really cheesy way of making it. So make sure like in these blue platforms, barriers, you're in the very back, I mean there's 2 ways of cheesing that. One is in the very front, but another is in the back. So stay in the back, grab the ramp and stay in the bottom left. They're in the bottom left, they're not gonna hit you. They're not gonna hit you at all. So it's only 4 really deadly. There is also another like in the very front. If you stay in the very front upright, also they're not gonna hit you. And you're free to go there once they pass the 4. There's one problem. If you're in the back and then you go to the front, I took the ramp to the back and I went to the front, there's a high chance I will die somewhere here. Well, sometimes you die, but clearly not this time. Let me see like now if I can make it here to the back. Yep, the back one is the safe one. Okay, and after those 4 UFOs, it's coming the very tricky part. So I just taught you how to clear this one very easy way. So like right here is coming after. Here. Well, first of all, the platform is in the middle, right? The ramp. That might trick you out and you can get nervous. And what I suggest you can clear that jumping in the bottom. Like there I'm in the very bottom. In the very bottom you have a lot more place, more room. If you remember what I explained about the islands, like if you're in the very top, you just have this to land and make the next jump, which is nothing. But if you're in the very bottom, you have from here, I can safe land, until here, so it's a lot bigger, and that's one of the things you can do, because even myself, like being in the top, I have, well, like, you see, like, it's just so easy to die. I cannot even do it myself, and I have to go to the front all the time, and eventually you die. It's just impossible. Well, not impossible, but very hard. In the bottom you can just jump. Also, if you jump early, like, what happens if you jump early? Like, eventually you can die because you didn't land in the platform. If you jump early and you feel it and you know it, you can move to the front like that, and that will actually give you more room. It's the same pattern. It's just jumps all the time, but the thing is that sometimes you jump early and sometimes you don't, so you will get that timing of it. But in case you jump early, you can move to the front. Also, if you jump like too late, you can move a little bit to the back. But everything is the timing you have there. This is probably the hardest part in the whole TurboTunnel. But once you clear that, also staying at the bottom has its benefit, because if you're like in the top part, like here, you can still die there, man. And that will be the worst death ever. So you stay at the bottom and you will actually clear there. And finally we have the last checkpoint. So for this last checkpoint is a lot of walls. I'm just gonna show you that you go up, down, well, down, up. It starts like slow and it starts getting faster and faster eventually. There's like 20 walls or something like that, and then a set of 3 jumps and you're done with the level, right? So that is very easy to say. It's not that easy to do, but it's not impossible. So what you wanna do, first of all, like, the walls always spawn the same way, which is starting up, so you wanna be down for the first wall. Also, as I explained, like, you don't have to be at the very bottom. So as long as you're like somewhere like here in the back, but like somewhere at this point, you will be fine. Like, there, I'm positioning myself to get ready. As you can see, well, I'm like close, but since I'm already like, if you draw a line here in the middle, I'm below that middle line, so I'm gonna clear that one, and now I move up to clear the other one. So probably that's enough to clear it. So I'm not moving too much. But there, if you don't make it up enough, you can die. If you die, they just put you there. But if you die, they put you in the upper part. So you wanna move to the middle. So it's gonna be tricky. It's just a matter of timing. You can hear the walls like spawn. Can hear the walls. So I use that as a sound cue, and that's the timing. So like the first 10 walls will be like a constant increasing speed, but once you reach this point, all of them are the same. It doesn't get like any faster. Let's just count how many walls. I'm curious. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, it's 20. So 20 walls, but there's a secret here, a warp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the 10th wall, like there. This is a secret warp, like that flashing thing. If you're in the bottom and you grab that, it just takes you to that mega warp, which basically skips the next level and takes you to level 5. But for the big 20 race, that's something you don't wanna do. So yeah, my suggestion is just, well, I'm gonna die there, but just position yourself like somewhere there, and listen the walls go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and then it's just like this speed, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's just like that. It's timing, and I suggest you to say practice. It is doable. It's definitely doable. Very important to hear the audio. The audio can help you here you can jump, and those last ones you can be in the front and they're not gonna hit you, but I suggest you just to jump 3 times. The good thing is once you clear the walls, like there's a gap there, like you stop seeing walls, like there, you just stop seeing walls, so you know that now you have to jump. And you have a very big room there, so well, that's probably all I can help you here. Probably it's possible to clear some of these walls by jumping. Like I'm gonna try to jump the 3rd wall. Like there I jumped the wall, but just it's even pointless try to do stuff like that. Yeah, like there was they just like too fast that you cannot jump anymore. So yeah, just it's timing. That's all I can suggest you. And well, I can wish you only good luck. I definitely will be looking forward for that race of in the Big 20. And I hope this tutorial helped you out, and good luck in the race. Kick some asses there, and yeah, thank you for watching.